Peace and love, everybody. Good morning and welcome to Wednesday morning. It's Wednesday morning meditation. I'm going to say hi to people I didn't say hi to: Quiet Energy, and Andrew, and Susie, and Irina. Hi, everybody. Thanks for being here this morning and bringing your energy. Of course, what we do is when we gather together, we share our meditative time, and that means that the little light that I bring, the little light that you bring, all becomes a big bonfire of energy with a capital E that helps us all in our meditative life. And I have a quote for you this morning from Teresa of Avila. Hey, Freetness. The closer one approaches God, she wrote, the simpler one becomes. The closer one approaches the divine source, the simpler one becomes. It always comes back to the singular nature of the divine in our experience of the Atman, Allah, God, the Tao, or any name. Words of explanation multiply as we try to define and discuss the divine, but the experience of the holy gets progressively simpler the closer we get to the divine. And why is that? Because we become simpler. We become simpler because the divine is simpler. It's simple with the capital S. Simplicity itself, singular itself, oneness itself. The closer we approach the divine in our lives, the more experience we have with the still small voice, with the silence inside us, with the loss of our false identity, our false self, as we strip away and we die before we die, so that when we die, we don't die. Remember that quote? The closer we get to the divine, the simpler we become. Another way to put it is the more pure we become in our hearts, the simpler we become. The closer we come to the pure, the more pure we become. And it's not a moralistic purity. It's a simplicity of relationship. I remember my preaching professor. I took two semesters of preaching. I was like the only student who did that. I took 2 semesters of preaching with this particular professor to gain experience public speaking. And one of the things he wrote for me in my review, he said that, "Oh, Peter has a very simple faith." He didn't know that I had died and didn't really have any faith at all, but he was right about the simplicity. The simplicity is the end of self. The simplicity is the giving of my will over to the divine will. The simplicity is surrender. And the more we surrender, the closer we grow to the purity itself. And that's what happens. Teresa was right. The closer one approaches the divine, the simpler one becomes, because one becomes more like the divine. The more light one has inside oneself, the simpler life becomes. The light itself begins to guide us in our daily lives. That's all I want to say about that this morning. Hi, Lynn, Rainy in the Ozarks, and Basilia. Good morning, Basilia. Gonna rain here today too. Gonna be a rainy day, hence the wool sweater I got draped over my shoulders. Gonna be wet outside. So let's find my mask and turn on my timer and get right to it. 20 minutes of meditation. We begin with 3 ohms. If this is your first time here, we vibrate our heart with our breath. We drive the up to our third eye, and we do this 3 times just to get ourselves together. And then we drop into our centering prayer practice, which is a super simple thing. That's the other thing. Centering prayer is very simple. It's a prayer chant and your breath repeated over and over. And in yesterday's group, the Kriya group that we run on Tuesdays, I was talking about driving from this part of your center of your eye, the third eye, to right back there. So if you were with me yesterday, you can begin that pulse again if you want to. You can run the wheel, which means from the third eye down to the second chakra and back up the back, and run it in a wheel. Connect those chakras together. If you're just joining us today, don't worry about any of that stuff. just choose a single word, love, peace, and pray that word again and again and again, over and over. Good morning, Wanda. Hey, quiet energy. It's raining there too. All right, let's begin. I'm going to put on my mask, take off my glasses. Here's my mask. Set the timer, and away we go. Jackie Gleason. Remember that? And away we go. Here we go. Belly breath. Belly breaths. Relax all your muscles. Relax yourself. Follow your breath. When your mind wanders, return to your breath and chant. Your mind will wander. Just bring it back every time. You may slowly open your eyes if you wish. Thank you for being here with me this morning. Always takes a minute or two for my eyes to adjust to the light. Hey Rima, beauty. I honestly am upset at YouTube, but I love your channel. It's so peaceful. It's the channel I will get on. Thank you for being here, Rima. Hi, Jeff from Michigan. Peace and love to everybody. Thanks for being here this morning, joining in. You're welcome, Tim. I'd be meditating anyway, so I'm glad that you can join me. We joined together. Peace to you, Kristen. I'll reply to your email today. Thank you very much. Thanks for all your support, liking and subscribing and all that stuff, and your financial support as well to keep this going. Peace and love. I'll see you on Sunday. Namaste.